Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, March 5th. A very chilly morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region and indeed throughout much of the nation. We're well below normal for this time of the year, the early part of March. And the worst temperatures will come to the Mid-Atlantic region on Wednesday, when there will also be strong northwest winds. So wind chill values tomorrow will be painfully cold for this time of the year. And this is the latest map from CoolWeather.com that shows record low temperatures as of early this morning, or near record low temperatures. And the first thing that jumps out at you how widespread this cold air outbreak is. We have near record lows or record lows all the way from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf Coast to the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Some of these are monthly records too. For example, here in Pasco, Washington, 3 degrees is the coldest temperature there ever in the month of March. The same kind of situation here in Dallas, Oregon, a monthly low temperature record of 8 degrees, and they still have a couple hours to go out in that part of the nation. These monthly records are liable to be a couple degrees lower a little bit later in the morning. Another monthly record out here in Kelso, Longview, Washington at 22 degrees. And again, the widespread nature of this outbreak makes it real notable. And again, monthly records are being set in the Pacific Northwest. Well, this is really the second day of this widespread cold air outbreak. I wrote down some notable temperatures yesterday morning, Monday morning. 6 degrees below zero in Denver. That was the coldest temperature in March since 1960. In Denver. Minneapolis, and they've had a rough time of it this winter up in Minnesota. 13 degrees below zero yesterday morning. Tied a record from 1873. Quite impressive indeed. Record March low in North Platte, Nebraska. Record March low in Lewiston, Montana. And the lowest temperature ever this late in the season in the state of Montana, minus 46 degrees yesterday morning in Elk Park, Montana. Very, very cold this morning as well. And again, this widespread cold air outbreak will really have a grip on the nation for the next few days. Well, let's now talk about the prospects for some snow at the end of the work week, Friday time frame for the Mid-Atlantic region. And we also want to kind of emphasize the step down in temperatures between this afternoon and tomorrow. There's another Arctic frontal boundary zone that will come through the Mid-Atlantic region overnight tonight, paving the way for high temperatures tomorrow, basically in the 20s in the I-95 corridor. Now keep in mind, this time of the year, the normal high temperature in Philadelphia, for example, at Philly Airport is about 48 degrees. We'll be some 20 degrees below that on Wednesday afternoon. And again, there will be a stiff northwest winds, painfully cold wind chill values. First of all, here is the upper level forecast map for early this morning from the 6Z GFS model run. Notice this wave of energy over the northern plains, the western part of the Great Lakes. As we push forward here, that drops south and east. That basically is associated with the Arctic frontal boundary zone that passes through the Mid-Atlantic region this evening. Could have a snow shower associated with it. The winds will pick up later today ahead of the front, and then overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow will be stiff northwest winds. Again, this little piece of energy is associated with that frontal boundary zone that will usher in the coldest air of this stretch for the day on Wednesday. Let's keep moving forward. Now, the next system of interest first hits California. Then here we have a wave of energy over the interior western states by tomorrow night. That travels east. Here it is by Thursday afternoon, and that just drops south and east into the Mid-Atlantic region. Tends to be stretched out a little bit, but there certainly can be a period of snow on Friday, maybe some small accumulations from D.C. to Philadelphia, perhaps as far north as New York City. We'll just have to monitor this threat for the Friday time frame over the next couple of days. And beyond that, we have an even more impressive wave of energy that looks like it'll head up towards the northern plains. Surface low pressure will head into that direction as well. We'll be in the warmer side of the storm here in the eastern U.S. and it looks like rain is likely on Sunday here in the eastern states ahead of another cold frontal system that will slide through by the early part of next week. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from the 6E GFS model run. And as we start the day here on Tuesday, you can see a little bit of a boundary zone right in this region right here, and that's associated with that upper level feature we just talked about a minute ago, some snow showers, and that is the Arctic frontal boundary zone. Now, one thing I want to point out, notice here the thickness as of early tonight, right here, this thickness line, 516, as we go into the evening hours here. Now, let's move forward here and look at that. By tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, we're basically below 510 in much of the I-95 corridor region from D.C. northeast to New York City. In other words, the air is getting colder in the overnight hours. Strong northwest winds will usher in the coldest part of this cold spell for the day Wednesday. Again, high temperatures on Wednesday, generally in the 20s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and there will be a noticeable wind chill as well with stiff northwest winds. Let's keep moving forward here. High pressure tends to dominate for the next couple of days. Here is that wave of energy that will produce some snow first out over the Midwest come late Thursday night, and then it'll move into the Mid-Atlantic region. The GFS tends to weaken it, I believe, a little bit too quickly. It did the same thing last week, and it ultimately beefed up the precipitation as we got closer to the event. But this is the time frame, Friday, where there could be some snow in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, perhaps mixed with rain south and east of the district. But I think generally this would be a snow event in the Friday time frame, maybe some small accumulations. Let's keep moving forward, and here the GFS does have some snow at this time. Again, maybe some rain just to the south and east of the district, maybe across the Delmarva Peninsula. That moves on by, and we turn a little bit milder. We'll have to watch. There'll be some cold air in place before this next precipitation band arrives early Sunday morning, most likely in the form of rain. Maybe in the higher elevation regions of northeast PA, there may be some sleet or snow at the onset here. We'll have to watch for that over the next few days. But again, the main surface low goes up well to the north and west of the I-95 corridor region towards the western Great Lakes. Yet another snowstorm for places like Minnesota, upper part of Wisconsin, and it looks like here we get a rain event in the Mid-Atlantic region, much of the eastern U.S. on Sunday. Notice, not too far away though, it may be cold enough at the onset, perhaps in northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York for some sleet or freezing rain at the onset, but generally a rain event here at the end of the weekend, and then a cold frontal system slides on through. We turn a little bit colder again early part of next week. So the big story here, not only in the eastern U.S., but pretty much nationwide over the next couple of days, will be this widespread Arctic cold with records all over the country being set. And the coldest temperatures here in the Mid-Atlantic region will take place on Wednesday. At the same time, there'll be strong northwest winds, so wind chill values on Wednesday will be painfully cold for this time of the year. Some 15 to 20 degrees below normal in terms of the air temperatures during the mid part of the week. The next system to monitor will be crossing the country over the next few days and could throw some snow in the I-95 corridor region on Friday, and then a likely rain event comes on Sunday. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.